we're better at pointing out problems than we are at coming up with solutions. I think that does explain some of the underlying realities. Because I think we see this all the time where like politics is very much viewed as a two-team game. And it doesn't matter what the country is. If you point out all the flaws in Team A, it's kind of then it almost goes without saying to everyone watching that discussion that, oh, you must support Team B then. And I feel like for this show, that confuses people at times, maybe new listeners and things like that. Like, there'll be one show and we will devote a lot of that show to pointing out all the problems in Team A. And so, right, well, you must be a really strong Team B supporter. And then we have another show that talks about all the problems with Team B. And then everyone's like, oh, you must really support Team A. I mean, my article for this is called Who Will Drain Europe's Swamp? And this is why I'm really excited to bring this, because I think this is so relevant to a lot of what we talk about on this show for European politics. Because I'd say one of the most controversial in terms of at least our community and feedback, things that we talk about is the problems with the AfD. And I very much sympathize with that. And I make this point a lot. Like, we live in a world where people have spent 8 years saying Donald Trump is a Nazi. And that is so clearly not true. And so when people say the Alternative for Deutschland is a neo-Nazi party, has Nazi sympathy, like, of course people tune out. Because the media has cried wolf. But in this case, it is true. They do have all of these leaders that will deliberately echo Nazi policies, that do have very specifically a radical different vision of World War II, where the Nazis, if they weren't the good guys, were at least not really any worse than Britain and America. And rather than World War II being a battle of good versus evil, it was a battle of maybe communism versus capitalism, and the West was just on the wrong side, or just competing empires, and everybody was being selfish there, and the Nazis and Germany unfairly got landed with the blame. I do not think that is an unfair characterization of at least a strong segment of the Alternative for Deutschland, and I think that segment of the party would agree with that characterization of themselves.